segue right into our next guest. Look at that grooving, and there's tubing of them. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring to the stage a man so nice, they named him thrice. David Haydn-Jones, and his sidekick. Swaying and guess. Some members of Wild. Who's that guy? What's your name? It's Man Swaying. You're a friend of Jensen, right? I love you. You're a nice guy.
Love you too.
All right, good job, boys. Hi, San Francisco people. All these people who are in San Francisco, not necessarily you're all San Franciscans right now. Gil said backstage, let's give the people what they want. And I said, hold on. Hold on.
Striptease.
Let's make sure. What? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah.
You said you were going to ask them to
Swiss cheese? She said Swiss cheese. Yeah. I mean, I think there's Swiss cheese. I think there's a nice deli plate in the back. We can share it around with some assorted meats.
Yeah, assorted meat.
I was literally going to give them, do you want the Hallmark version or do you want the double entendre version? And before I could even get the question out of my mouth, she says Swiss cheese. Yeah. Why? Because it has a lot of holes in it? What do you need? What's
Dipping your meats. Wait, no, we're going to do the Hallmark version.
Yeah, we're doing Hallmark.
Yeah, we're doing Hallmark, guys.
I don't know if you've ever seen a nice, hearty, wholesome Hallmark movie, but they often do have a nice selection of dinner meats and nice snacks. There's always snacks. It's a very snack-positive movie. Popcorn, candy canes, jingling my balls. I don't know. That's the Hallmark After Dark movie. Jingle my balls. You know what would be fun again? Just think of dirty Hallmark Christmas movie titles. This stocking's too tight.
No.
Some people got offended by that. Interesting that stocking humor would.
You just said Hallmark movie.
Look at you shaking your head down here. She's like, no, that is sacred. Do not mess with my stocking. Oh, you're not getting offended.
If anyone here gets offended, you might want this now. What? Get you?
Did I guess it's the delivery guy right up there?
He acted like it was an accident.
I mean, the mic stand treated me like Swiss cheese. That is such a random reaction. Like people are anti-dairy all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on. So my name is David Haydn-Jones. I played a character named Arthur Ketch on a show called Winchester over here. I understand Winchester.
Hank, as David calls me.
I love you, Hank.
I know you do. I know you do.
Yeah.
So David and I have been doing these together quite a bit this year.
Yeah.
It's a new. Some have gone better than others, but for the most part, it's pretty awesome.
As long as I'm with you, it's great.
Hey, buddy.
And they all take their own path. So the better our panels go, the more, see, we already have lots of questions.
Yeah.
Great. Sometimes people are like a little nervous to break the seal, but I feel like there's this pent up excitement because this is the last. I'm not even touching that. But I feel like there's a lot of pent up hunger for this one because it's super post-COVID, but it's also the last one that was the replacement one, right? This is the one you've all been waiting for like 3 years. Four? Wow. Well, here we are. So give yourselves a round of applause for hanging out, having a good time. I'm feeling this rowdy Friday night already. It's good. I think it's gonna go well. Who's coming to karaoke tonight? Yeah. Everyone's beautiful. Everyone's coming. Just don't grab it for the low Sorry. The highbrow. It doesn't all have to be double entendre. Right? 45 minutes of double entendre with Gil McKinney. Let's see if they can make everything dirty. Let's find out. So anyone come to karaoke? Who has seen my new evolution in karaoke? By the way, no, I didn't plan to be the pink flamingo guy. Have anyone seen the photos, the things?
Yes.
Easy.
You've caressed that flamingo.
You pick up a pink flamingo, strum it, stroke it, and play air guitar on it.
Yes.
Apparently you become the pink flamingo guy. So as a student of improv, and also just want to give the people what they want, I am now leaning fully into pink flamingo guy. Because I'm like, I could resist it, but why resist? Just give over, right? Just give over. Yeah. So I've added some wardrobe choices to pink flamingo guy. And now, at karaoke tonight, secret pink flamingo Santa will be secretly going through the crowd, giving lucky 10 people, 5 people, little pink flamingos, and one of them is going to have a secret thing on it, and you're going to win a prize or a raffle. So usually I just sort of sneak into the crowd now from behind. From behind. Here you go. Just low ball softball. See, I'm doing it for myself. This has never happened before, right? This is brand new tonight. Yeah. And if it works, you're gonna get a raffle and you're gonna get 5 minutes in the closet. You can choose.
Whoa!
Let's move on. Let's see. But the first part of it is all true. Hi.
So season 16 of Supernatural, what are your characters doing?
Season 16 of Supernatural?
Still dead.
Well, now that we didn't get to write the Gene's Heaven episode, which I'm sure you all know, that didn't happen because of COVID, I want Ketch to be Queen Rowena's henchman in hell. Seated at the foot of Her Majesty in an all-leather three-piece suit. Perhaps a leash? A few all, if you will. Folsom, who's your father in the dungeon? Right.
I think a great idea for Henry is that I live, and I'm in every fucking episode. Hank the Tank, Hank the Tank, Hank the Tank. He's back. There it is. Go get him, Hank. Go get him. Oh wow, that would be fun. Oh, another road and another night.
Well, good question. Thank you. Thank you for crushing our dreams of working together. No, it's weird. It's just a weird time because film and TV is shut down for the next, who knows?
Yeah.
You heard about that? Writers and probably SAG writers. Thank God we're here. Thank God we have you. Oh my God. This is amazing. What a gift. We're always grateful, but we're super duper grateful now.
Yeah.
All right. Hi.
Hi there.
Both of you guys are tremendous actors.
Thank you.
Is there an accent that you have not done for a character yet that you would love to do first?
Ooh, yeah.
He's the accent guy.
No, I mean, I do love a good accent. I do them all a B- level, but I try my best.
I mean, I guess I'd like to be able to just do like a good like Texas accent, you know? Like just kind of lean into the way I was raised. That sort of thing. That's all right.
This is a perfect example, because I am from originally the Texas of Canada.
That's right.
And your accent is so silky, sexy, McConaughey adjacent. You know, that southern Texas boy, you know, like cowboy. But like Canadian cowboys,
Yeah.
it's not a sexy accent.
Let's hear it.
But I'd love to do it for you if I would. I have, again, a headcanon fiction that there's a Canadian men of letters. And because Canada is part of the British Commonwealth, still, that's a thing, weird. And that there's a northern Albertan named Randy Ketch, and second cousin of Arthur Ketch. And he drives a truck, right? He goes looking for Sasquatch all the time. And he wants to go, now in Canada, when we're hunting the Sasquatch, right? We don't try to fucking kill him. We just tease them a bit. We tease them and see if they'll be our friends, and come sit around campfire, and then we'll get a 2-4 Pilsner, and you know, we make peace. And our mooses are real mooses. That's a whole other thing. Have you ever seen a real moose compared to a car? Oh, fuck, buddy, they're so tall. They're freaking intimidating there, buddy. So, like, you just give a moose a strong pass, and like I said, we don't kill the Sasquatch, we just try to tease them a bit, tell them to go away and leave the townsfolk alone. But that is not a sexy accent. No one wants to fuck Randy Ketch.
Except for the moose.
The moose will get me out of his way. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. So yeah, I'd love to play. Who here is a X-Men fan? Yeah? This is going to be so nerdy and inside, but bear with me for a second. So you know that Wolverine is technically Canadian, right? From northern Canada, right? Like, doesn't he do like ice road trucking or something? He does all sorts of crazy jobs up there. Yeah, right? Yes. Wolverine should be talking freaking like this, buddy. But no one would like Wolverine if he was like this. I thought adamantine claws ain't all fucked up, right? But let's go fucking drink the food for her and get out of here! Fucking Wolverine! Let's go! Oh, sorry. Sorry if I scared you a bit. With my adamantine claws. No one would buy that Wolverine. Anyway, sorry, good question. I think.
Yes, sweetheart, please.
So my question is, as actors, your job is to tell stories, other people's stories. What is a personal story that you would like to tell?
Like, meaning there's something from our past that we'd like to put in a short film, or just right now?
Right now, in a film, right now.
It's a good question.
Therapy with David and Gil. Do I need a doll and I have to show someone on the doll? Because we're keeping it uplifting. No, let's keep it uplifting. Let's not talk about the doll.
I grew up in an area of southeast Texas called Bailey's Prairie. And there's, back in like the, I think like the late 1500s, early 1600s. Actually, probably wasn't that long ago. Let's go with 1700s. Brent Bailey lived out in the country. Where I grew up, there's a lot of ghost stories. Let's just say that. And Brent Bailey's the most famous ghost story. That's what I have tatted on the back of my arm here. It's not like a tribute to him per se, but just go with it. Brent Bailey was a really bad alcoholic. And he was a womanizer. And when he died, he asked his wife to be, this is for real. When he died, he told his wife he wanted to be buried standing straight up, facing west, like vertically to the ground. And he wanted to be buried with his dog, his shotgun, and his jug of whiskey.
Yep.
And his wife agreed to all of these terms. Poor dog. Poor guy. But he was such a bad alcoholic that she wouldn't bury him with his jug of whiskey. So anyhow, the story goes, on a rainy, misty night or morning, children all over Bailey's Ferry, myself included, when I was a kid, you see this ball of light hovering across the ferry. And a couple people have said they've seen it go up into a tree and set the tree on fire. Anyway, it's one of the most famous ghost stories from my childhood, and I just feel like it would be a really cool story to tell in like a short film, possibly. I don't know that I would want to play Britt Bailey, but David would be great. He'd be great. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah. If you're casting me in anything, bro, I'm yours. Like, how high? Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what I would go with. That's just something that popped into my head. So yeah, on the back of my arm here, since I've told that story, I've got this kind of tribute to the area of Texas I grew up in. And there's a skeleton holding a lantern. That's the light. And there's a tree that's on fire. And you know, it's not so much a tribute to Britt Bailey as it is a tribute to the area. And why does my mic keep cutting out? And you know, we're all searching for something, right? We're all searching for something. We're looking for that thing to fill that void.
You're editing so hard. You're editing so hard in your brain right now. This is watching you giggle. I'm like, this story's way worse backstage. I'm getting an unexpurgated version of what I'm
Trying to keep it clean,
Just
man.
giggling to yourself.
Anyway.
I have but see, again, going back to the small town Texas of Canada, Alberta, Saskatchewan, I have a buried creature story, which I think would be kind of cool. I was born in a very small farming town called Kyle, Saskatchewan. And Kyle, Saskatchewan is still less than 500 people to this day. It's that podunk. It's got a grain elevator, an IGA, a gas station, a few houses, and a Chinese food restaurant. Like a little mini hotel upstairs.
Hotel above the Chinese restaurant?
Yeah, there it is.
What kind of place?
But our claim to fame, as much as you can have in a small town of that size, it was the first whole skeleton with fur on it of a woolly mammoth. So they unearthed that, like they had the oldest one in Siberia, the oldest one in North America is in my hometown, and so there's a big statue of a mammoth there. And so I'm thinking like you could do like a great sort of supernatural horror story based on the unearthing of a movie called Mammoths. Frozen for hundreds of thousands of years, it now roams the prairies of Canada, searching to tease Sasquatch. And the only one who can save us is frickin' Wolverine there. I watched that movie.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question. Appreciate it.
She's disappointed. I think she's disappointed.
Why would you be disappointed? Wolverine versus Mammoth.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Can I read it?
Write the fanfic. That was way too much enthusiasm for the Wolverine Mammoth fanfic. I don't even know how that would work, but yeah. That's just Team AO3 over there, that's all. All right. Next question. Hi, this gets darker.
Hello, how's it going?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah, so you guys are here, looking forward to the Swiss cheese later.
Give me old Swiss cheese.
Now, don't make that a thing.
No,
I will
it's
come in here and you'll be like, yeah! Give me some cheese!
No, we're
All
all.
of a sudden, I come from Flamingo guy to Swiss cheese guy. Down here, yeah, you're like, no. I'm lactose intolerant, too. You don't want to see that on stage.
You make your own Swiss cheese, don't you? You get a nice block of white cheddar.
You know how Swiss cheese is made.
Do I know how it's made? No, you make it. Sorry. You said Swiss cheese, we ran with it.
My question is mostly for Gil, so
sorry, David.
Oh, perfect, thank God.
What do you think Henry's reaction would be to learn, like, when he finds out about John Winchester's, for lack of a better word, really shitty parenting?
And like the defensive quality of the room.
Sean's shitty parenting? Yes. Oh, man.
Is it shitty or is it just absent?
You know,
Why do I feel like I'm on Family Feud all of a sudden? Survey says. Terrible parent.
well, I can't help but think that Henry would feel, you know, somewhat responsible for that. You know, seeing as I left him and was an absent father most of his life. So I feel like Henry would probably feel, you know, quite a bit of regret and responsibility for that. Yeah, I'm sorry. But you know, life's hard, and
Suck it up, kids.
yeah, Henry's not so warm and fuzzy on the outside, but I think his heart would be a little bit broken the way things transpired.
I do think it's so interesting how much the lack of a father figure runs so deep through the show, right? Like, because Lucifer, like, I mean, there's all these missing dad elements all over the show, right? Like, Jack was in search of a father figure, and Lucifer is to some degree. Ketch had no dad.
Right.
Hank, you were terrible. Yeah, you made John terrible. You talk about this, you know, generational legacy trauma that's happening with absent dads.
Every single angel. Yeah.
Every single angel.
It's the daddy issue show.
Super daddy.
Yeah.
It's a show full of heroes. What?
She said it's a daddy issue show.
Yeah. Everyone's looking for daddy.
Yeah. Aw.
It's a new supernatural spin-off, looking for daddy.
No.
Swiss cheese, wasn't it?
No.
I don't know if I even want to know.
Wait, was Ketch's father mentioned?
Yeah, well, he was abandoned. He was given over at a very early age to the
Men of
the
letters.
men of letters, but as they call it. This is the weird thing about the Brits, though. They call private school public school,
Yes.
and the opposite. It makes no sense. So the public school would have been like these boarding schools.
Right.
This is why Python. Any Monty Python fans? Especially two of them speak specifically. So much of their comedy was built being abandoned by their fathers in their boarding schools. I don't know if you've seen them, maybe not, but. Yeah, like, so I definitely had notes of John Cleese as his stiff upper lip, posh, sort of public school, toffee-nosed Brit. But yeah, like, that was definitely built in, that I was like abandoned by my father, taken into this horrible school and brainwashed and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's very interesting how, man, this would be a very different show if there was a lot of good dads in it. This would be like Family Matters. We're hunting ghosts and demons too. What's it gonna do? We're the Winchester. Oh, Dad!
That's good.
Hi, this question is for David and Gil. You can, you know.
Great.
Sorry.
I love your emphasis on the and.
So the question is for David and Gil. I was wondering if there was a role that you really wanted to do, but you got denied and you missed out that opportunity.
How about 90% of
So many.
Which one did you want the most?
Oh, God.
Wow.
There was this one DC villain that was in the mix for it to the final end. And it was like, there's so many Legends of the DC people. Is that a show? What is it called? Legends of Tomorrow. Thank you. There's just so much DC content. But it was this really cool alien, I can't remember the name. Because the other thing too is you have to divorce these auditions as soon as you do them. You can't hold on too tight, am I wrong? Like, even when you're in the final mix, like, you go to test and you sign that, like, they make you sign your contract for multiple episodes before you go into your final test.
So you see,
You
like,
actually see how much money you made in an episode and you can get the show before you go into audition. It's a horror show! It's terrifying. It's terrible. But anyways, that was one of them. Like, I just got really attached because he sang. He had a cape. He had a whole. It would have been like this whole magician costume with a cape and like a weird headdress. But he also sang lounge music. He's like, it's you, in all this universe I'm coming through. Hey, I'm gonna kick your ass now. It was like the lounge lizard meets this kind of weird Cape Crusader villain. I was like, I'm all about that. But I don't remember what the character is, so there you go. What was the show? DC Legends of the Fall. Legends of the Fall.
No.
Yeah, you know, God, there's so many roles. A lot of times it's just, you know, like, David. Can I get a different microphone? What? Is that what it is? Just this spot right here? Anyway, I'll just sit down then. You know, a lot of times you get to the end, and even if it's like a guest star on a show or recurring on a show, they do this thing where they put a pin in you, which, you know, used to mean, I mean, I don't know how your experience was. I feel like, you know, 10, 15 years ago, if you got a pin put in you, you got the part.
It had like 9%.
90%, yeah.
And then it turned into like they put a pin in you or put you on the bill, and it was like you're out of 3. And then it turned into out of 5, and that was like they got 28 people in.
So yeah, now it doesn't really mean what it used to. So it's kind of like if you get a pin, but you get excited, you think you know, there's a chance, and then it goes away. I've had a few of those recently. Thank you. Let's try this one. Oh yeah, this is better.
They had a little bass on that.
I asked them to put a little bass in there. I like a little sweet chicken pie. I had, early on in my career, the History Channel was doing a Johnny Cash biopic. And I went in and read for this thing, and I had a callback, and it just went really, really well. And I got the part, and I couldn't believe it. I hadn't really worked much, but I was going to get to play Johnny Cash, you know, like a young Johnny Cash in a History Channel biopic, and I mean, I started listening to a ton of the music and really diving into the research the character and all that stuff. And well, it turns out same year, the History Channel was trying to do this thing. 20th Century Fox was doing Walk the Line. And so, if memory serves, I think what happened is 20th Century Fox, they owned or bought up the rights to all of his music to keep this other thing from happening. So that was a hard pill to swallow. I mean, I was like, I couldn't believe that I was going to get the opportunity to do this, and then like 2 weeks before I was supposed to go to Canada, I think, to shoot it, they just pulled the plug on the whole thing. So that was a bummer. But you know, stuff like that happens all the time. You know, until you're on set.
Yeah.
You know, and
I've seen actors fired in the makeup chair.
Oh.
And not because of anything they did, but because there was this latent, like there's so many degrees of corporate suits now who make a lot of casting decisions now. And so it used to be much more like best actor for the best job, and now it's like they're serving a lot of different quadrants now, and there's much more decision-making people in the process. So this executive apparently was on vacation in Hawaii or somewhere, and they were waiting to get final approval, but they were like, oh, we'll just get him in. I mean, 17 other people have signed off on him, right? And the executive gets back, turns on his phone, he's like, oh, not that fucking guy. The guy's in the chair, getting his makeup. So I used to say, it's not my job until I'm in hair and makeup. I can't even say that anymore.
right.
So this job is such a ball tickle. We have to eat so much.
I love it. I love that quote. Put it on a shirt. John said ball tickle.
That never often finishes the meat platter. What? The point is, that's a mixed metaphor I've ever heard of. But, you know, part of the job is getting the callous. My favorite quote from an acting teacher was, "Part of the lion's skin of a rhinoceros." Because you have to be willing to take your ego out of it and eat a lot of shit before you get these wonderful rewards like Supernatural. But like, I had a composer friend who talked me through it too. It's like, how many times do they have to say no to you for you to stay in this business and believe in yourself? I was like, I don't know. He's like, yeah, infinite, if you're doing your job. How many times do they have to say yes? One. And so Supernatural said yes once. I'd also auditioned for the show 5 times. Right? But thank God I didn't get any of those other ones. Because I wouldn't have gotten Ketch in the same way. I know they double cast a few things, but not recurring. So I also believe that things happen for a reason, and you just got to stay on your own game and take, work your process and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, some of you know this, I tested for the role of Sam, and thank God I didn't get it, Yeah, oh man. Well, I would much rather have gotten to play Henry.
15 seasons of all those episodes, what a bore! An international hit show lead.
Yeah, that was early on in my career too. I went through that whole testing process and read with a lot of other actors that were up for Dean, and I didn't get it, but 8 years later they called and had me come in and read for Henry, and that was kind of cool.
Super cool. You're Winchester, man. You're Winchester.
Changed my life. I try to explain to people in my life. Like what we do here, it's kind of hard just to explain to someone who doesn't really get it or know the show or the fandom at all. But it's changed my life. Well, they're always like shocked when I did 2 episodes. They're like, what? 2 episodes? And you get to do these like once a month? And I'm like, yeah, for the better part of almost 10 years now. It's been such a blessing, for sure.
So we thank you for keeping us gainfully employed. No, like legit. And also, your infinite kindness fills us at every con. I really want you to hear that gratitude. I tell you individually, but I would like to say it en masse. Especially now that we're going on strike, these are going to have so much more importance to us. We were talking about it in the green room. So thank you. Unbelievable family, unbelievable support, and it's just amazing every time. How you doing?
Hi, nice to see you both.
Thank you. You too.
So, the question is, you just finished writing your autobiography. What are
Wait, can you repeat that?
So you finished writing your autobiography. What is the title?
What is the title? Your autobiography.
Almost Wolverine. I'm gonna have to just come with Wolverine cosplay one day and just demonstrate him doing his Canadian accent. See if I can pitch that. It does bug me though, because he should have a thick Canadian ice road trucker accent. We're never gonna commit to the truth of that character.
So you're going almost Wolverine?
Almost Wolverine. That's good. Because it's
on your next one.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think as an actor, especially when you're like a working middle class actor like I am, society in general in the narrative of Hollywood, they don't understand how just being a working actor is the win itself. The rest is all sort of scale and ego and all that sort of thing. And you have your highs and your lows and your dips and stuff, but just making a career in this business is a win. And that was always my goal, was have that. But to your point, like those roles that you almost got, they kind of haunt you, but then you also just have to be like, my career is my career is my career, and I'm just grateful, right?
Yeah, I mean, somebody told me once, you get what you're supposed to get, right? And it's hard to stomach it sometimes, but
you just keep showing up. You keep the audition is the work. The audition is the work. The job is like the payoff. It's the
You get
It's the
paid
award.
to audition, you work for free.
Yeah.
So when you get that check finally in craft service, that's just paid for all those 90 auditions you did in general.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, do you know this? Like for most working actors, if you're closing 3 to 4% of your auditions, you're killing it as a salesperson. So that's the ratio you have to think about, right? For most of us. So the fact that we get to have this and this incredible hit show globally and be a part of is such a value added. So again, thank you so much. But yeah, do you have a title?
I don't know. It's weird to like try to think of a title to describe myself, but I want to go with All Hearts. And the reason I say that is, I may not always be the best actor in the room. I may not always be but my whole life and my whole career, like everything I've done, I feel like I've given it, all
the
my heart.
sexy.
And you guys already back? We're just
Norton's
getting warmed
happening.
up.
Boy, we burned those that. Oh, it's fun. Wow. First time I know, man. Well, y'all are going to be here tomorrow. I've never gone through a panel that fast, and that's thanks so much to you. Please remember your place in line. Be first up tomorrow. That's just cool up tomorrow. Hold on. You know what I say? I say take one more question. Why don't we take another question? Let's take one more. Why don't you go speed round? Jay.
What was your worst moment of instant regret?
That's a good one. What's that?
What was your worst moment of instant regret?
Making Swiss cheese with Gil.
Oh, that's my favorite moment.
I have no follow-up questions. That's a good callback, and I don't want to know what set it up. I really don't. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that man right there next to me